back to Hawk Talk. We're back with Coach Schreier. Coach, take us through the first 2 meets of the year since we've last talked to you.
Yeah, we started our cross-country season at Minnesota State Moorhead. That was a twilight meet, so we all ran. It was actually a night race, so kind of cool setup, good environment for our kids. Everybody was kind of wearing glow sticks, and they had some external lights and things around. The music was cranking, obviously, so it was a fun meet for our kids. We ran well the first race of the season. The girls ran a 4K, which is about 1,000 meters short than their usual race distance. A 5K, and the guys ran a 6K, which is 2,000 short of what they would run the rest of the season for an 8K. So highlight of the night, I guess, would be our women's squad. We beat Jamestown the first race of the year, and I guess that was a highlight because Jamestown was preseason ranked #1 in our conference to win the conference championship this fall. So for our girls to go out and compete with Jamestown and come ahead of them at Moorhead the first meet of the year, it was exciting to see, and kind of shows where we're at with our conditioning and how the girls are working hard and getting things in line for November. So, and then our men's squad, we finished second overall behind Minnesota State Moorhead men's team, which is a pretty tough Division II team out of the NCAA. So we were happy with those results, and we had a couple individuals, obviously, in that race that was actually in position to win the whole race that evening. It's a 3-loop course, and coming down to the last loop, we had a couple guys, Aiden Thayer and Jeffrey Segovia, who was right up there with the leaders, and almost won the whole kit and caboodle, so that was exciting to see them compete, and then the rest of our team came through, obviously, and helped us finish well there at second place overall. So first meet went really well, then we had 2 weeks off, and this past weekend we were out at University of Minnesota, probably one of the toughest Midwest cross-country meets in the country. It's the Roy Griak Invitational, so anybody that knows some history with cross-country knows that Roy Griak was very instrumental at Minnesota and what he's done there the last 30 years and whatnot. So we were out there racing at that meet this past weekend, and had a great time. Our women had our highest finish ever as a women's program at that race, which is the Roy Griak. So they finished 30th out of 37 teams. And then our men's squad finished 22nd out of 37 teams that day. So which was only 23 points behind the 18th ranked team in the country in northwestern Iowa. So it was good that we had some competition there against our our affiliate NAI schools, and was able to get that close to Northwest Iowa, who's ranked pretty high right now in the polls. So pretty good showing for our guys. I know we got a lot more work to do and a lot farther that we can go, because we did have a couple guys that day that didn't run quite to where they should have ran. But still, to be able to be that close to Northwest Iowa at the end of the day, just a few points off, was really exciting to see. So, and also wanted to mention Jeffrey Segovia had an outstanding race that day at Griak. He finished 22nd overall out of close to 400 competitors. So getting there in the top 20 or top 25 in that type of a field, he had a really special run that day, and he's really coming along the season and running well. So. The last 2 meets have been great. We got another week off here before we go to Jamestown next on October 9th. So I'm still training through this part of the season, and obviously gearing up and wanting to be the best we can be in November. So
I think Jeffrey is one of 4 runners we've had so far tabbed as Runners of the Week by the North Star. Obviously shows some depth, have 4 different runners get that nomination. Want to touch on those quickly?
Yep, sure. Like we said, Aiden Thayer and Austin Kopp was our first conference runners of the week a couple weeks ago, and both of those individuals are sophomores. So overall we do have a really young team this year. We're only graduating 2 seniors on both the men's and the women's side, so that's obviously exciting to see that come next year. We bring in some more recruits and things like that. Our programs should be strong here in the next few years, obviously, as we continue to build and get better. So, and then this past week, Brittany Grove, who's one of our freshmen, and Jeffrey Segovia, he's our senior. They were tabbed as conference runners of the week. So they're all running well, and obviously they're getting recognized by the conference and their peers of what they're doing, and receiving those awards. So
looking into the future, you talked about going to Jamestown. Will that be a pretty strong North Star field? Will there be a lot of teams you're going to be competing against later on in November? Will that give you kind of a measuring bar of where you're at so far?
Yeah. Jamestown will be another. Our women will see Jamestown again. And we'll have Valley City there as well, who's in the North Star. I don't know if Dakota State or Waldorf or Viterbo will come up for that. We've seen Waldorf last weekend at Griak, and then Viterbo we probably won't race against until the conference meet. So we'll see over half of our field again at the Jamestown meet with who we'll compete against at conference. So, but more than that, we'll be competing against University of Barrie, and Moorhead will probably be there again, and some other Division II schools, which provides that extra level of competition, and that's really what we're trying to base what we're trying to do is try to get as close as we can to those schools and kind of pull away from our competition within the conference. So.
All righty, keep it up.
Awesome.
Keep the North Star runners coming.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, joining us now, one of our cross-country runners. Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Jeffrey Segovia, and I'm a senior here at DSU.
All right, Coach mentioned you had a pretty successful race last week. Before we get to that, I want to touch on the start of the year. Night race, is that an interesting dynamic?
Yeah, it was our first race was at Moorhead, and it was a night race. It was shorter than our normal distance, but it was a good way to get the season started and for the freshmen to kind of get their feet wet. So.
We saw that it was a night race, I think, on our golf trip, and thought that might be difficult, running.
Yeah.
Cross country seems like a sport you want to be able to see where you're
Yeah.
going. Is it interesting?
Yeah.
How does it?
Yeah,
work?
they had like glow sticks planned all over the course, but I think they broke them a little too early. So by the time we were racing, we had we were just looking down or just following the person in front of us.
Well, no injuries to report,
Yeah,
I
no
don't think, and had a pretty successful week in
Yeah.
Minnesota. Take us through that.
Oh yeah, well it was the Roy Kuriak Invitationals. Very big race, lots of competition. We get to race with universities we might not see during the rest of the year.
Sure.
And I had been there 2 years ago, and I had a good start as I did 2 years ago, except 2 years ago I wasn't in shape. Thankfully this semester, we've been working hard, and so I got off to a good start, and I just settled myself where I needed to be to get a good place.
Sure. How do you think the team's coming along? You guys obviously lots of goals this year, mainly win that conference title. How do you think the progress towards that is coming?
It's looking good. I think it's the team has a fresh mentality, and they're very hungry for success, you could say, which is something kind of new to our team, because a lot of them are freshmen, but they're coming in here ready to give it their best and help out in any way they can. So,
as the elder statesman, kind of your chance to say something a freshman or someone else has done that you would have done differently. Didn't bring a blanket on the bus, something like that. A silly mistake someone's made that you can share with us.
I don't know. I would say just balance everything. Keep everything balanced with school, and try not to have too much fun.
Bring your shoes every
Yeah,
day,
just
all that. All right. Well, give us a little preview about what's to come, and leave us with some positive thoughts for the future.
Well, we have a race in 2 weeks, and I would say definitely look forward to what the team is going to bring to the table. Everybody's working hard, and the mentality's there, the goals are there. I think we might surprise some people. So.
All right. Thank you for
very
your time.
much.
Keep running well. We're back on Hawk Talk with Coach Stanton, who, fresh off a big victory over Valley City, Coach really seemed to set the tempo early with the run game. Ran right down their throats. Weren't able to get any points, but it seemed like that really dictated the tempo of the rest of the day.
Yeah, we decided that during the week we were going to put in a short game package a couple times against presentation. We were down inside the goal line and just wanted to get a little different package to do that with. And then we started out the game going into the wind a little bit, so we thought, well, let's just go and try to set the tempo a little bit now. And we did a good job setting the tempo. And then, like you said, although we didn't get points out of it, that we set the tone in the line of scrimmage. And really, even though we didn't have a lot of points in the first half, offensively, we were over 300 yards and had, I believe, 17 first downs. And so we were confident, our guys, even though we had a few turnovers, and so did they, we were getting yards with our turnovers, and we were confident going into halftime.
Yeah, talk about the defense. Even though probably led to some of that confidence from the first half, defense really continued to do what they've done really all year and be tough. It took a while before Valley got their first down. Took even longer until they were able to score some points.
Yeah, it's been really a group effort defensively all year long. Like you said, I think our front guys have been very good and very active, and have set the tone against everybody, you know, even in the Rocky game, when they're a team that scored a lot of points against, you know, a lot of good teams, and, you know, we were 10-6 with them at halftime, and did a pretty good job, and we've done that all year long. You know, just like I said, it's been a team effort. Our front guys have played well. Our guys at linebacker have tackled well and played well, and then our secondary guys have done a good job of breaking the ball and being opportunistic, and I think we continued that and had some good turnovers, and really, other than their coach probably going for it on 4th and short and leaving our defense in a short field on Valley's you know, score that they did get in the game. I think defensively we were very good all game long.
Thought we almost had another National Player of the Week with one of our secondary members taking 3 interceptions out there. I want to talk a little bit about him and the rest of the guys that were able to secure quite a few turnovers.
Yeah, Rodnell White has played well all year long. He's a tough guy, a guy from Miles City, Montana, who just has played well, and you know, a couple of those were you know, bounces, but they were also bounces because he was in the right place, and you know, he's at the right place at the right time. But I thought his 3rd pick was really big. You know, he stepped in front of a pass there on the sidelines and helped lead us to that 3rd score to get up, you know, get up 28-7. He put us in a good spot, and it wasn't just him. I think everybody, like you said, Noah had the big fumble recovery, return, and a great run. But he, you know, we also had a couple of the guys that stripped the ball. So it's always a team effort and those type of things, and it was fun to watch.
Sure. All right, that win only makes the next games more important, and kind of a new face coming to town. Waldorf, not necessarily new to the league, but I don't know if they've been up to Dickinson for a while.
No, I don't think that this will be the first time they've played a football game here, and we certainly have a lot of respect for those guys. They played last year. We had a real close game with them, and this year, you know, they've played well. I mean, you can't. I always tell our guys you can't ever get into score comparisons, because against you know, Valley City this year, they went toe-to-toe with them, and Valley had a big kick return and a big interception return, and we know that they're very capable. They have a very good, strong running back. They've got a good offensive line. They've got a talented group of receivers, and they've been very sound on defense. They've done a good job. Very athletic crew that's really played hard, and we've been impressed watching them on film on defense.
That game is homecoming, which is a big deal for any school, but particularly with a team that has so many alum on the coaching staff. Talk a little bit about that dynamic.
Yeah, it's always, like you said, a special time of year. We have, you know, all of our coaches, but 1 or 2 of our former players or former students here, and it's just a fun time of year to not only have former athletes but former students here, and then of course, you know, into our Hall of Fame this year we have several former outstanding players, some that was fortunate to coach, and you know, it's always fun to have those guys back. There's a lot of pride in you know, what we do here, and we talk to our guys all the time about the tradition of Dickinson State, and it's more, you know, never becomes more evident than during homecoming week. So it'll be a special time having all those players and fans and former students around. So it'll be a neat time for our guys, and we're excited about that.
All right. If you're an alum, come enjoy the homecoming festivities. If not, no reason to not check out the Dickinson Waldorf football game. Thank you, Coach. Keep it rolling.
Thank you.